Hello everyone, welcome to a game called The Angel Act. This is a short visual novel. Let's go ahead and start. The light dims and the acrobats leave. I yank the chain, dragging the creature onto the raised platform. Ladies and gentlemen, our grand finale begins. It's happening. I heard it's beautiful. Presenting Fortuna Circus's very own angel. A harsh spotlight shines on us. The audience breaks into whisper at the sight of it. It appears as a beautiful young man, pale all over, except for the pitch-black cloth that covers its eyes. Well, two of its eyes. A third eye rests at its throat, alongside 5 eyes on each arm, all wide-eyed and blinking. It kneels on the platform. I lock my end of the train to the metal hook on the floor, twirling to face the audience. Now, before we begin, I'd like to ask a question. Does anyone know how we acquired an angel? Dozens of shouts and nonsensical answers come from the crowd. As we all know, angels belong with God in the realm of the heaven. Yet, this one lives amongst us humble humans. That is because this angel has fallen. The crowd interrupts and shouts. Good heavens, a traitor to God in our midst. Yes, before us is a creature who has fallen out of favor with God. See here on its back, the flesh is gouged where the wings once were. I expect to display its back to the crowd, but it remains still, trembling slightly. This is some strange thing. This is going in 18 plus. Wait, has it forgotten its part? Perhaps it'll remember in a moment. As if in pain, the angel slowly turns. Ahem. Now to demonstrate that all the eyes work, it'll perform complex... All of its eyes work. It'll perform complex acts without removing the blindfold. The night goes on as normal. Juggling, knife throwing, plates spinning, until... crash. One of the plates that the angel was spinning suddenly falls and shatters on the platform. My grip tightens over the the whip. But I keep my smile plastered on my face, ignoring its mishap and the mutterings of the audience. The act quickly finishes, which only leaves. Now, the moment you've been waiting for. A hush falls over the crowd. Fallen angels are said to cry golden tears, and here you'll all be able to witness such a spectacle. I pull the chain, causing the angel to stumble and drop to its knees. I twirl the whip in my hand. Retribution for the damned. I speak partly to the audience, partly to myself. The will of God himself. I gaze at the angel's back, crisscrossed with scars from the whip. His shoulders are trembling. The show must go on. I should continue, but... I bet it's going to kill me if I hold back. Why do I feel so guilty? My muddled state makes me lash with less force than usual. The angel suddenly hits the ground, shedding only a few golden tears from a single eye. I quickly collect drops of the liquid gold in a tiny vial, showing it off before tossing to someone in the crowd. It's a lackluster display compared to other nights. The applause unenthusiastic. The show comes to an end. I sigh as I pack my thing. The ringmaster wasn't happy with my performance. He's found a replacement for me. Was I ever suited for this? What should I do now? Ending 2. Failure. Alright. Force it. Everyone appears. This angel is a bit stubborn one. Moment, please. I check that my gloves are on properly before grabbing a fistful of its hair. I drag it forward, causing the angel to buckle down and expose its back. Ahem, now, to demonstrate that all of its eyes work, it'll perform complex acts without removing the blindfold. Night goes on as normal, juggling, knife throwing, plate spinning, until, crash, one of the plates that the angel was spinning suddenly falls and shatters on the platform. Oh, we'll do this. My whip lashes against its skin in a trained movement, a show of discipline, like a ringmaster instructed. It flinches but doesn't drop the other plates. The audience starts cheering. The act quickly finishes, which only leaves now the moment you all been waiting for. A hush falls over the crowd. Fallen angels are said to cry golden tears, and here you are all able to witness such a spectacle. I pulled the chain, causing the angel to stumble and drop to its knees. I twirl the whip in my hand. Retribution for the damned. I speak partly to the audience, partly to myself, the will of God himself. I gaze at the angel's back, crisscrossed with scars from the whip. His shoulders are trembling. The show must go on. I should continue, but with gusto. The people deserve a true show. With a new sense of purpose, I raise my arm and bring the whip down heavily. The audience cheers with an animalistic fervor. The onslaught continues until his back is torn to shreds. The angel loses consciousness and falls, both red blood and golden tears pooling onto the floor. I fill a vial to the brim with liquid gold, showing it off before tossing it to someone on the ground. The show comes to an end. I check on the angel. Its back is poorly bandaged and it remains unconscious. I hope it heals in time for the next show. Ending 1, perfect performance. Alright, let's move on. Let me just move on. Now to demonstrate that all its eyes work and perform complex acts. It does juggling and knife throwing and plate spinning until the crash. Save it. We'll do this. It doesn't drop the other plates. My whip lashes against its trim in a train movement. I show a show of discipline, like the ringmaster instructed. It flinches but doesn't drop the other plates. The audience starts cheering. The act quickly finishes, which only leaves now the moment you've been waiting for. A hush falls over the crowd. Fallen angels are said to cry golden tears, and I cause it to stumble and drop. I twirl the whip in my hands. Retribution for the damned. What should I do? I'll hold back. Why do I feel so guilty? My muddled state makes me lash with less force than usual. The angel suddenly hits the ground, shedding only a few golden tears from a single eye. Quickly, I collect the drops, showing it off before tossing to someone in the crowd. This lackluster display compared to the other nights, the applause unenthusiastic. The show comes to an end. I sigh as I pack my things. The ringmaster wasn't happy. He found a replacement. Oh no. Alright. Where am I missing? What am I missing? Failure still. I can't do it, I say. I just can't. My grip loosens, the whip clattering to the ground. Even the angel is surprised, stiffly turning its head towards me. I shed my gloves and reach out to the cowering figure. He gazes at my hand before gingerly placing his in mine. Warmth floods into my palm, a sensation so remarkably human. But before I can properly grip it, he purposely stumbles and crashes to the ground. I freeze until he turns his head expectantly towards me. I dig the vial out of my pocket and collect a green teardrop falling from one of his eyes, tossing it to someone in the crowd. The show comes to an end. I head to the angel's cage. Upon hearing my footsteps, he raises himself and stares. You were different today. I never heard him speak before. Yes. He tilts his head and stares again. They're not real. What? These eyes, the tears. No? I'm human. You cannot be human. It's not. They carved my flesh, placed false, supposedly doll-like eyes in me. But the tears, ink in packets beneath the eyes, they burst with impact, hence the fall at the end of the performance. Then, what of retribution? God's will! What have I done? Hold back the nausea as I quickly search my pockets for the key I need. This knowledge, it doesn't change what I intend to do in the first place. But how can he see, juggle the plates and the knives and stuff? It must be a practice motion. Once finding it, I hastily unlock the angel's cage. Please run. He doesn't move at first. Go! That jolts him into action as he crawls out of his cage. He looks back once more before silently running off into the night. Ending 3, truth. Now there's a truth, there is no question. This isn't an angel. That poor guy, that's very crude of them. Why would they do that? That sucks. What did he do to them? Jeez. He must have been trying to betray their circus or something. Huh. Well, we've found all the endings, so I hope you guys enjoyed this short little visual novel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.